Hi everyone, this is Professor Benjamin, and again in this session we'll continue to work with data sets, and this time we're going to use gun deaths in America. So the first thing that you want to do in this session is open up the Word document that we will be filling our data analysis into, and then you also of course want to download the Excel file that contains the gun deaths in America data, the raw data. As you can see in this session, you'll have this assignment due where we continue using the tools COUNTIF and COUNTIFs to find data and import it into here, but you also will have a quiz, and the quiz will be a short 10-question quiz that requires you to do data analysis to answer the questions. So for the quiz, you definitely want to have the gun deaths in America between 2012 and 2014 open, the Excel file open, and be ready to do some quick analysis of the data in order to answer the questions. So you'll be given 30 minutes and you have 10 questions to answer based upon the data analysis that you will do on gun deaths in America. Right now I want to walk you through just a couple of the questions. I want to review the questions that are on the Word document and then take a look at the data. I've already opened these files for you, so here's the this is the Word document that you'll be filling in, and then I've also opened the Excel file, or if you're using Google Sheets, then you will of course import this file into Google Sheets. And right here is the full data. So again, we have a sheet within the file, full data, and we have the year of the gun death. Then we have the month that it happened. Notice the month is interesting. It is not labeled as the word. For example, January, February, March, April, May. Notice it's a number instead. So remember, number 1 would be January. February would be month 2. Okay, month 3 would be March. So make sure that you understand that that's how this is indicated on this data sheet. We have the intent, so the gun death, what was the intent? Whether it was accidental, suicidal, or homicide. Also, there's undetermined, so there's a bunch of ways that are indicated. Were police involved? 0 or 1. If police were involved, there will be a 1 that shows up. If police were not involved, then there will be a 0. The sex, male or female. The age, where the gun death took place, whether it was at home or somewhere else. And then we have over here the education of the individual that died. So what was their education level when they passed away from the gun death? And this is some sort of tool that we can use to look at what population is more susceptible to a gun death, whether it's an individual, and by what means. So is it an individual that commits suicide that does not have a high school education, or does have a high school education, or maybe an individual or higher rates of individuals commit suicide who have above high school education. So this is a wonderful tool to use as well, and a way that we can analyze data to make recommendations or informed recommendations to law enforcement agencies. So this is the data set that you'll be using. Of course, you want to add a sheet here that has your calculations. So you want to add a sheet here, calculations in here. Sorry, I'm going to click in here so that I can type in calculations. So you want to have your calculations. And then you want to, of course, look at your Word document to find out what we're looking for in order to complete your calculations. So here is the Word document. Write the total number of gun deaths in America that occurred between 2012 and 2014. You can find this by scrolling to the bottom of the data sheet and looking at how many gun deaths there were, so how many entries there were. The other thing is you want to make sure that you subtract 1 from that, because the row 1, remember, is header information for the variables. Here is the year, so you want to find the number of gun deaths. You'll use COUNTIF here, COUNTIF, and then percentage, gender, COUNTIF. And then you'll need to find the total to divide it into here. You'll definitely want to make sure here that you're using, when you're looking at percentages, that you include decimal places, because in here you may not see an increase or decrease in gun deaths, so you want to make sure that you have decimal places in there to be able to indicate that. Down here you have the intent, so you'll use COUNTIF to find the intent. And then also here you're going to be asked to create similar charts using the data. So again, you'll need to create a chart just like this. So you're going to insert a table, and you're going to use, so up here, insert table into the document, and you're going to have, for this one, where gun deaths in America take place. So you're going to need to look at the different places where gun deaths take place from the data sheet. So is it home? Is it somewhere else? So you actually have to scroll through the data to look at all the different places. So home, other specified, NA, it looks like other unspecified. So you're going to need to scroll through the list to look at all the different entries, street, and put those in there and then do the calculation. So you want to do number and then percentage. So your table should have on it 3 columns, correct? So it would be location, number, percentage, and then you need to list out all the different locations. Then here you're going to do by examining this is where gun deaths take place. This is where the education level of individuals. And then, of course, you need to do ranges. And this is where you would use COUNTIFs, and we practice this with Chicago sex offenders about the ages. So don't forget those formulas that we used in order to find the ranges. So you will do that. And here are in which 2 months did the deaths occur. So you're going to use COUNTIF to find this information, which month has the least number of gun deaths. So you're going to have to do this as well. So this is the sheet, and you'll be using tools that you've already used in this class. So there's no need for me to walk you through how to do all of this. I want you to try and do it on your own because we will have a midterm exam where you have to do this on your own, as well as the quiz. You're going to have to do this on your own. So it's important for you to become really quick and familiar with how to use COUNTIF and COUNTIFs, as well as average, as well as sum, to find out how to do this. So one way you could also, so you'll be able to do all this using those tools that you have used already. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.